So, I know that there's some things which people will clearly see when it's put in front of them. That's what they're, what I was kind of trying to bring to people's attention, and that was the well, the labeling and name calling aspect of it. People, fair enough, if they're involved in this industry of conspiracy theories and shit like this, right? Fair enough, okay. Well, maybe then they can half expect to be called names, maybe, even though they don't deserve it. Most of them, not all. But when it came to like people, creatives who had nothing to do with the conspiracy industry, were getting slandered and called names. I know it's just names, right? But pretty heavy, and you know, with people kind of believing any shit these days. It was obscuring people's minds, and kind of keeping people blind. I know it was. People would be reluctant to look at a certain person's information because they'd first looked at this thing and someone says they're a shape-shifting reptilian or a fucking Satanist or something like that, you know. And it's when I was like involved with the forum, I kind of know that mentality, which you would think twice on researching that person then, you know. But I mean, that I didn't like take it like 100%, you know. Just thought it was strange and interesting. But when it became personal, when the person started calling people that I know non-human and stuff, I'm like, what? It's a bit weird, this, isn't it? By a person who never reveals his face, never shows himself. How can these people take his word for it? And they don't see a person there. Even though I did try and gain a glimpse at this person, or just I mean, I have to kind of bugging him basically for a freaking Skype conversation, and it got to the point where, okay, well, I don't even, if you don't want to show your face, then we'll just look, and I give him my number, my telephone number, and I found out all the codes and everything that he'd have to type in from his place in America to ring my phone right away, and which he didn't, you know, and he even said, "You've checkmated me, I'm fake." This, in his own words. I got the email. Now whether he said this or not, because I was just kept on asking him, and he was just tired of it. He thought, fuck, you know, I'm just going to tell him I'm fake. Just stop asking me. It's like, why don't you want to show yourself anyway? And why do you call so many people horrible things? People who actually do good work. Alright, some of them might be con artists as well, and may deserve the odd name. I don't know. But when it came to people then, totally unrelated to the conspiracy realms, you know, for underground musicians, like not talking about commercial shit now, right? Even those, you know, are not don't really deserve it, right? But you know, just random people that put a lot of creation into this existence through art and music or whatever. He would just. Oh, it's just, it's pathetic really, like the names they would use. And now if you knew like some background info about this person, like I do, or, well, like I do, you would think, you're a bit of a cheeky bastard. Calling people this and that and the other. When you don't even show your face. It's like someone like hiding behind a wall, calling someone names as they walk past. And they're looking around, they can't say what the. And then behind the wall going. That's what it's like. That's what it is like. And the person claims to kick Illuminati's arse for fun, which kind of like intrigued me in a way in the first place. I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. How can you say that on a website without getting into trouble? And I just find that quite intriguing, really, how he could be so blasé about his involvement with ridding the world of this Illuminati, reptilian shapeshifty type force. And of course he names a lot of people who actually are good researchers. Have something to say, something worthwhile that people could actually benefit from, and he would label them up as this and that. You know, generally keeping people who were into this person, I hate naming him now, I'm not going to name him anymore, but into this character, they would take his word for it. I mean, I even felt myself being persuaded by some of the things that he said about a certain person, and I wouldn't bother looking at them, or I would quit myself from checking them out more. And the informatics and the realms of information, some of this information is quite valid, and some of it is quite important, because I know why he didn't want people looking at these other people. I know exactly why. I mean, anyone in the field of remote viewing, he would instantly label as Satanists or shapeshifters, or, you know, really dodgy stuff. He's just got to like clock up all the people that he called names, or just write their information off. I think. And when you find out a bit more about this person, what they did for most of their lives, then there's a pattern going on here. There's a definite indication of this person doesn't not want the general public to access this information from other people, and therefore will kind of scoop people up and fill their heads full of shit in order to undermine any other information that they've come across, and to generally keep people off the scent, off the track of certain things. Now, I quit myself from this forum long ago, but it was only when I quit myself from the forum that things started to get a bit strange. I was like, it took me about a year to quit the forum. You know, I would delve back in every now and again, but I stressed for ages that I was leaving, because it was just kind of wrong in a way. You know, it's like, how can you say that about a person, and then you don't even show your face? If you showed your face, it'd be a different story. But no. We'll just slag anyone off. And I'm going to slag him off. Really call him. I mean, he said that I went out with a man. My girlfriend was a man. I'm like, what? This is supposed to be a truth-seeking forum, by the way. And their daughter was a man too. Right. Okay. And I was quite, in my response, and this is on the wall in the forum, I was quite, just not explicit, but I was just like, you what? And they would just, of course they pass it off as them having Asperger's, or they're autistic and shit. When they're kind of cornered, they would say anything, until they actually get up to the point where they cannot rely anymore out of their situation, and say, it's just because I got Asperger's. Right. Well, if that's the case, I don't know much about Asperger's myself. I know that it might be like I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't it like a tamer, or like a more subtle version of autism? That's the only thing I know really about it. It's their get out clause, isn't it, really? It's the fucking get out of jail free card that they've got. Like, you could say this and that, and of course if any lawsuits come on top, or any libel, people say, it's because I've got Asperger's, I'm autistic. Like, what the fuck are you doing? We're in a truth-seeking forum then. There's always like sort of, well, this really puzzled or concerned me. This is after I left the forum. Now that how many, 12 minutes? Fucking hell.